All right, thank you. I think I need to correct an impression. It's like when you are building an hospital, you have a teaching hospital. Within the teaching hospital, you have various professionals. You have the dentists, you have the ophthalmologist, you have the general surgeon. All of them are professional, but there's a regulator who decides how, when, and who to engage, and also impart knowledge and set standards. My job, since 2007 that Bureau was established, is to set the standards. This is how we want it. If you don't meet this criteria, you will not be allowed to practice procurement in Nigeria. It is our duty, and I can tell you, when my good friend was talking about 3 weeks, I think it's just lack of understanding, because we have what we call entry level. Federal government has clear instruction on who to be employed. Government employs through Federal Civil Service Commission for all cadres of governance in Nigeria. Procurement, quantity survey, everybody. So procurement has minimum eligibility entry criteria, which is what government is following through. When you come in, we have what is called a program, development program. The one you mentioned is just one out of several. That is, if you come into banking profession, if you are employed as a banker, you must go for at least 6 months training for you to understand the ethics, for you to understand the culture of that particular bank. So what BPP does is that for you to practice procurement in the public sector in Nigeria, until we certify you, you can't practice in government. And it's our duty to also sanction you. I can tell you as of today, over 7,000 public procurement professionals in this country knows it's no longer business as usual. If you fail, I will sanction you. Just recently, we had a meeting with the Office of the Head of Civil Service, and we have agreed that any public sector procurement professional who causes government to lose value will be made to account for it. And they must, even if not worse, ask to refund the money lost by government. So I've instilled confidence back to the over 7,000 procurement officers in this country. They have the baseline knowledge. Now it's for them to, on their own, there's what is called self-development. Self-development means is, if you are a doctor and you don't do self-development, nobody will allow you to touch a patient anymore, because you've not shown that you are up to date with the current trend in the medical profession. So we send our staff, procurement officers nationwide, go and acquire more knowledge. But we are also ensuring that we give you the capacity.
But so, sorry, Dr. Maman is talking about in organizations,
yes,
you know, being where the heads of organizations nominate people
so
who are not in the field of procurement.
See, the issue is, if you are in a ministry and you want to populate, you know, right now you have recruitment process. Until we're able to recruit more, government is in the process of recruiting more people into the system, whereas there is a gap within the system that needs to be filled. So we engage Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation, we engage the accounting officer, who by law, they have that right. Because we don't want to take somebody who they cannot put their pen on. And it cuts across all. So if you are in the ministry and you want to be in the procurement, at least for now, where there are gaps, then we need to fill that gap. So we ask you, give us, through your own internal process, identify those people who have met the criteria. Are you a graduate of business admin, purchasing and supply, law, all the requirements set in the circular by government? Once you meet that criteria, we allow you to come in, acquire that rudimentary knowledge. After that rudimentary knowledge, you can then go to the institutes, go to other professional. Don't forget, there are over 23 professional bodies with special skills in different areas of procurement. You go there, acquire it, and then build up your body of knowledge. Meanwhile, government has interest to you that government is already, through our collaboration with universities, 6 universities and it's going to expand, where we're building, for the first time, government is having courses, bachelor's degree in sustainable procurement, where young men, graduates can learn from scratch and grow in the profession till they become experts. And side by side, we're also collaborating globally. And even with them, we have extended the hand of fellowship to them to come in their own area of specialization. We allow you to function. So the essence is that no accounting officer forces any candidate to go for such capacity building. It's a choice. Once you have the minimum qualification, you are free. So just to further let you know that today, procurement officers now have the assurance that if they do the right thing, BPP will defend them. That's the narrative that has changed. If you are a professional and you sign a document that suggests that you are contravening the provisions of the law, you'll be made to pay for that. That's the key that will solve the problem of inefficiency, that will solve the problem of influence. You know that your seal, once you mess up, the law will catch up on you. And I think that's what is happening globally. And I think my good friend also mentioned something critical about technology. We're going to deploy e-procurement system in this country. We have started the process. You will see very soon that most of these problems, by the time we go into electronic procurement, you begin to see that there will be less of human influence, just as we see globally. So we are gradually getting there, less of human beings, more of the process. Once that is achieved, Nigeria will be at par with other developing and well-developed nations. So that's the way we are going.